Myanmar is also known as Burma. The Bagan Empire on 9th to 13th centuries, Myanmar's history known for its extensive Buddhist architecture and cultural achievements. Then, British colonization began in the 19th century. Burma became a province of British India in 1886. During World War II, Burma was occupied by Japan but regained independence from Britain in 1948. In political system, Myanmar's political landscape has been marked by decades of military rule following a coup in 1962. The military junta governed the country until 2011 when a semi-civilian government led by President Thein Sein initiated political reforms. In 2015, Myanmar held its first openly contested elections, resulting in a victory for the National League for Democracy, NLD, led by Aung San Suu Kyi. For social aspect, Myanmar is home to diverse ethnic groups, each with its own languages, cultures, and traditions. However, ethnic tensions and conflicts have plagued such as displacement, human rights abuses, and discrimination against minorities remain significant challenges. Then for culture aspect, Myanmar boasts a rich cultural heritage influenced by Buddhism, which is the predominant religion practiced by the majority of the population. The country is renowned for its ancient temples, pagodas, and religious sites, such as Shwedagon Pagoda in Yangon and the temples of Bagan. Other than that, traditional arts and crafts, such as lacquerware, weaving, and puppetry, are integral to Myanmar's cultural identity. The 2021 military coup has severely damaged Myanmar's economy and it causes nearly half of the population is now living below the poverty line. Here is the problem: economic growth remains meager at 2 to 3%, unable to recover from double-digit contraction caused by the junta. Other than that, weak consumer demand, high prices, and currency constraints hinder robust recovery. So the effect is sanctions and asset freezes by the international community further impede economic progress. If we want to dig it more, currency controls and policy measures disrupt imports and exports, leading to shortages and declining revenues. Then, garment industry is an exception but faces challenges such as low wages and poor working conditions, and lastly, deteriorating social indicators include reduced public spending on health and education, declining wages, and increased humanitarian needs.
In Myanmar, domestic issues related to social violence against women, especially in conflict-affected regions like Karen State, are prevalent and deeply concerning. The situation is characterized by: first is widespread violence. Women in Myanmar face significant levels of domestic violence, influenced by factors such as poverty, low socioeconomic status, alcohol consumption among men, power imbalance, traditional norms, and a lack of legal awareness and human rights. Domestic violence is often accepted as a private family matter, leading to underreporting and women feeling ashamed or stigmatized regarding abuse. Second is Karen State. In conflict-affected areas like Karen State, where around 280,000 people were internally displaced in 2022, the situation is particularly dire, with ongoing fighting like to displace more individuals. The Karen National Women Organization (KNWO) plays a crucial role in promoting equal rights and opportunities for Karen women and supporting survivors of domestic and gender-based violence in refugee camps and internally displaced persons IDP sites.
There are 4 main parties involved, including the People Defense Force (PDF), Ethnic Armed Organization (EAO), National Unity Government (NUG), and military junta. The People Defense Force (PDF), comprising civilian defense soldiers and ethnic armed groups resisting the military junta. The military regime itself, known as the Tatmadaw, which seized power through a coup. Ethnic armed organization EAO, some of which align with the PDF and the National Unity Government NUG to oppose the coup and pursue autonomy or independence. And the NUG, formed by elected lawmakers and ethnic representatives, serving as the legitimate government in exile. These parties, along with local military and grassroots groups, contribute to the complex dynamic of the conflict. Of the domestic issue politics in Myanmar also happen in civil conflict, casualties and displacement. The conflict between the military junta, known as the State Administration Council, and the National Unity Government has persisted for over 2 years since the coup. Despite international effort, a negotiated settlement seems unlikely as both sides continue to view each other as enemies, prolonging the suffering of the Myanmar people. The military has increased their tactics, including the use of fighter aircraft and attack helicopters, has intensified the conflict. This escalation has resulted in significant casualties among civilians and has forced many to flee their homes, leading to a humanitarian crisis of immense proportions. The humanitarian crisis in Myanmar has reached alarming levels, with over 6,300 civilians killed since the coup and approximately 1.8 million internally displaced. Furthermore, the detention of around 8,000 political prisoners in prison across the country hampers humanitarian aid delivery, exacerbating the suffering of the people. In an attempt to mediate the conflict, Thailand, which relies on migrant labor and fossil fuels from Myanmar, has brokered talks with the SAC. However, despite this mediation efforts, a peaceful resolution remains elusive. The ongoing conflict continues to have devastating consequences for the people of Myanmar, highlighting the urgent need for international action to address the crisis. Major post-coup development lead to projection of military coup. The first major development post-coup in Myanmar was the widespread rejection of the military takeover by the general population. We witnessed the emergence of powerful resistance movements, notably the Civil Disobedience Movement (CDM), which showcased the people's unwavering commitment to democracy and freedom. In response to the military coup, the international community swiftly imposed sanctions targeting military leaders and their allies. Both the United States and the European Union implemented these sanctions aiming to pressure the military regime. However, despite the impact of these sanctions, Myanmar has received support from China and Russia, shielding it from some of the international criticism. Besides that, it led to formation of government in exile. As the National League for Democracy refused to accept the military takeover, it took decisive steps to establish a government in exile. Initially formed as the committee representing Yudong Suharto, it evolved into the National Unity Government. Importantly, the NUG gained support from ethnic armed organizations, demonstrating a broad-based resistance to the military regime. The armed conflict escalated with the emergence of the People Defense Force, composed of civilians, defect soldiers, and ethnic armed groups. People Defense Force engaged in intense battles with the military, particularly in Chin, Karen, and Kaya states. Notably, People Defense Force initiated offensive operation against military camps in 2023, marking a significant turning point in the resistance against the coup.
In summary, we can see Myanmar is facing a range of tough challenges. After the military coup in 2021, the country has been in turmoil, with protests and crackdowns causing instability. Ethnic conflicts and human rights abuses continue to fuel insecurity, displacing many people, and the economy is also struggling, with high inflation and unemployment making life difficult for many. Basic services like healthcare and education face challenges too.